G'day everyone and welcome back. My name is 99 Destroyer and today got a fun game of Ranked that I played a bit earlier today in the Shimakaze. Now, I'm not the greatest player in the world, I'm free to admit that, but this game turned out surprisingly well for what it was. Anyways, we're here on the hotspot map and we've just run into a Kleber. Which is completely the worst situation we can ever be finding ourselves in. But fortunately we do manage to get our smoke screen up. The Kleber fails to get his turrets around in time because slow turret traverse on that ship. And we managed to hide away from him. We do fire off a couple spreads of torpedoes, although the Kleber very easily dodges that, as to be expected. As you can see, we are playing with the new patch. As such, the Incomparable is out. Now, I personally don't have it, but from what I've seen so far of the ship, it's just a supersized Repulse, just at tier 10. So, if you did get the Repulsor for free from the current Dockyard event, which I highly recommend you get because I think it's a lot of fun, you shouldn't do too badly with the Incomparable. And, well, speaking of Incomparable, managed to eat two of the torpedoes that were aimed earlier at the Kleber. Yeah. So that's a free 43,000 damage on the board already, and we're going to be able to capture the Alpha Cap Zone very shortly. Don't know if you can see in the background there, but because of the rental super ships that are on at the moment, fortunately there's no super carriers at the moment. I say. You can see that Satsuma's just hard pushed in, to say the least. Yeah, he's just been absolutely torn to shreds by the friendlies on the team, and he's going to go down very shortly. Waiting for the salvo, and there we go, he dies the Napoli's fire. Anyways, what are we doing here in the Shimmer? Well, we're going to, we can see there's a huge glut of enemy ships coming this way. We've got the Napoli, the Incomparable, the Nevsky, the Shiki. They look like they're going to be coming down, well, the 3/4 line. So what we're going to do, we're going to come across this way, and we're just going to try and get some torps down, and see if we can either hold up their push, or even get some nice torps into them. Now, Napoli's there, and he does pop his smoke screen. So we're just waiting to see exactly what this Napoli does. As we can see, he is starting to slow down. So what do? We launch one spread of torpedoes ready for the Incomparable if he decides to continue pushing down. Just holding off on the other two spreads just so we can get a bit closer to the Napoli's flank. Launch one there in case he decides to reverse for whatever reason, or the Incomparable keeps pushing forward. And this last salvo, I think we aim it directly, just a bit ahead of the Incomparable. There we go. In case he decides to continue accelerating, and maybe he might catch some of those. Regardless, Kleber has now been spotted in the middle of the map, which is fantastic for us, because it means we can keep playing around this kind of flank here, and watch out, just keep throwing torpedoes at all these enemy ships. Cycling through all the torpedoes there, just to see if we get one on the Incomparable. And that is the most delayed dev strike I've seen in a while. So that's a dev strike because of the two torpedoes we got at least, I don't know, nearly 2 minutes ago now. So, well, I'm not going to complain about a free achievement. But yeah, there goes the Incomparable, and things are looking actually pretty decently for us in this game. We do own two of the caps there, our friendlies, the Petro, the Kurfürst, and the Napoli, the hard pushing into that enemy Petro. The Napoli is pushing right up against us, against the Smolensk, and he's going to want to try to push into Alpha. So we'll just see what we can possibly do to maybe stall this Napoli, if not outright sink him. Smolensk is pouring focus fire on him, and we are coming around the corner to try and get some torpedo salvos against him. Just being a little bit careful though of the Kleber because, well, it's Kleber, gotta watch out for that. And then the Smolensk gets absolutely smacked by the Napoli there, as we saw. And the sap secondaries of Napoli is very scary. Fortunately, Smolensk actually does get one torpedo into the Napoli, so he has actually eaten a bit of damage there. What does that mean for us now? Well, we can just come around the corner here and we can just sit tight because it looks like the Napoli is accelerating into us. So we can just go ahead and launch all three of these torpedo salvos. And we're just going to stack them right on top of each other. Reason being, we want to really try and maximize our chance of hitting this Napoli, because I have a feeling he's going to turn and hug this island as close as he possibly can. And that appears to have been the correct decision. Although it looks like, unfortunately for us, we're only going to get one torpedo into him. One torpedo, and it is a flood, so the damage is still ticking up on him. So what are we going to do here? Well, what we can do is slow down, pop our smoke screen, because he doesn't have anything to detect us, and especially considering he's engaging the friendly Satsuma. If we can try and get a fire on him, he's going to go down. And that's going to only help us in the long run. So not something you see every day, a Shimakaze trying to be a gunboat, but, well, here you go. And there's a perfect example of why. 7 shatters there against the Napoli. It's not the greatest gunboat in the world. It's alright when you're fighting other destroyers, when you can really hit them hard with the HE Alpha. But like when you're fighting something like Napoli, yeah, it doesn't do too great. But there we go, we got the fire, we got a lot of defense ribbons in there, and now he's going to go down. Dodging the Napoli torps there is to be expected, and the Kurfürst looks like he got some overpens there, and he just goes through and manages to kill the Napoli. Excellent stuff. So now it's in a 4 versus 3 situation. We've got 2 of the caps. I mean, the game is, for the most part, pretty well decided. However, we've got to be worried in case the Nevsky and the Shiki decide to hard push towards us on Alpha, because they would very, very effectively be able to take control of that cap circle. We know the Kleber's all the way down south near the Bravo cap circle, because that's where he's just been last spotted. So we're going to do something kind of risky here, because if the Nevsky decides to hard push, we could be in trouble. However, he gets spotted and he appears to have got himself stuck on an island. Yeah, that's not great. So we're going to once again go back to our spot on 3 line, and we're just going to dump some torpedoes down. And either just deter them or hopefully sink an enemy ship that tries to push up towards the A-cap. Yeah, so I'm curious to know how has people's ranked experience been going so far, particularly obviously with super ships in it. Has it been alright? Has it been an absolute pain to deal with? For me, it's not been too bad. I've been just playing Silver League for the most part, and just been trying to get all the steel missions there, so I can finally grab myself a Shikishima. It's not the most grindy thing in the world, but I don't know. Maybe I've got to try and push for Gold League, because I've never really tried for Gold League. Maybe I should try and give that a go, because it's never been a huge end goal in mind for me. But who knows? Maybe that's something I can continue to work towards. Oh, and here we go. Here's the Shikishima. Just got spotted, and well, he's pushing down the channel. We are within radar range of this Nevsky, so we do have to be careful. Launching a decently widespread torps here against the Shikishima. One set there kind of close to the island in case he decides to turn in and hug it, and the other 2, one pretty much exactly where he predicted was going, and the other one a bit more to the left in case he does decide to hard turn to starboard, and well, he's hard turning to starboard. I think everyone can see what's going to happen here.
Our victory is in sight.
It is, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there goes the Shikishima. Fantastic stuff. Second kill of the game, 114,000 damage done so far. We've done pretty damn well, and especially considering the fact we got ambushed by Kleber right at the very, very start of the game. It's a phenomenal result to have actually come away with, considering the fact we've still got 16,000 hit points, which is very, very nice. Shimakaze in ranked has actually been, for the most part, like, yes, we do run into Smalins, yes, we do run into Ragnars, and they are an absolute nightmare to be dealing with. But for the most part, I think Shimakaze has actually been quite chill to just playing ranked. Because you just do what I've been doing in this game. You've just been launching torpedoes against battleships and just trying to get cap circles. And it's actually been a pretty decent experience. Not gonna lie. Yes, there's obviously absolute nightmare ships such as Petro, and then carries as its own challenge. But if you can play around with the Shimikaze and you know how to play around those enemy ships, I think you're gonna do very, very well. Anyways, Nevsky is just hard reversing. I'm just baffled by this Nevsky's play in this game. It just didn't really make any sense to me whatsoever. Anyways, so we chuck one behind him, one at him, and one in front of him, just in case he decides to either continue going in his current path, stop and accelerate, or hard accelerate. And at this point, we're just like, you know what? I don't think this guy's really caring too much about us. Let's actually just open up and see what happens. And yeah, he's continuing to hard reverse. So, and he's focusing on the Napoli, so we just said, screw it. We'll just smoke screen if needed. Why not try to get a little bit of extra damage out? And yeah, we're trying to gun down Nevsky, obviously with the assistance of a Napoli. And it's going pretty alright so far. He pops his radar now, of all times, and then continues to shoot the Napoli. I was very, very baffled by his play, but regardless, we do get one torpedo into him, managing to take him out there, and that's, well, 130,000 damage done in this game. Not a particularly amazing game by any stretch of the imagination, but just a game I thought would be nice to just showcase to everyone. As we can see, the Kleber has actually decided he's going to go all the way over the Charlie, try and take that cap, but a little bit too late as we're about to take over to 1,000 points right now. And that will be GG. Just taking a quick look at the results from that game there, as we could see, 130,000 damage done from 9 torpedo hits, which is always amazing with the Shimikaze because that's the pure strength of this ship, along with its fantastic concealment. 3 ships sunk, and obviously that very, very interesting, devastating strike from the start against the Incomparable, which took over 2 minutes to achieve in between the volleys. 2,000 base experience is very, very good in a match like this. 3 kills, and I mean, there's nothing too much more to say. Shimikaze, still a fantastic boat, even after all these years. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please give us a like, and consider subscribing if you do want to see more of this content. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, all.